with planets, with your blah, 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 with your sun sign in the signs of the water signs, which is Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Or if you have a sun, moon, or rising, or heavily placed planets in any of these three signs, you would want to watch this to kind of get an idea of what you might be experiencing in the month of July. Lord knows we need an idea at this point. It has been a bit of a roller coaster of a year thus far, and let's see what July has to bring us. So I've gotten a couple of other decks. I've been inspired to use a couple of other decks because I'm going to do this slightly differently than I normally do. I will be using the traditional tarot deck that I've been using, which is the small harmonious tarot deck, because it works well, where you can fit all of the cards into the camera frame. But I'm going to pull 2 extra cards, one at the beginning of the reading for each sign and one at the end. The decks that I will be using, I will include in the description box once this is fully uploaded to YouTube. So if you want to purchase one of those decks, please go to the description box on the YouTube video and use that Amazon affiliate link, and that will give me a small percentage of the sale. It's a great way to support the channel. Other ways to support the channel would be to like, share, comment, or subscribe to, what is that? I don't even know what that is. I'm getting notified of something. Like, share, comment, or subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you do get notified. Fuck, I am feeling these retrogrades. This is no joke. All right, I'm going to bear my way through this. My water signs are some of my favorite signs, so you guys get to start off because we are in Cancer season. And please just bear with me. Now, the first deck that I am using is the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck and guidebook. I'm not going to use the guidebook per se. I'm just going to use the animal cards. And the reason why I chose to do this is I feel like we need a spirit animal. Like, no joke. Like, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. This year has been like handing my ass to me over the last 6 months. So I'm like, what can we do, Spirit, to sort of bring in some guidance, some more guidance, some peace, that sort of thing. So this spirit guide card is going to represent for each sign of sort of maybe what animal spirit, what sort of energy we want to tap into. Do we want to allow us to guide us through the month of July, and, you know, kind of just remind ourselves of that animal, of its energy, and let it sort of be our tour guide through the month of July, because you know what? The rest of the world ain't doing much in the way of tour guiding. Okay, so, and then the last card, I'll be using the Harmonious Tarot for the 6 cards that I normally pull for the month. And then the last card will be a Divine Doors card, which will be hopefully something to sort of ground in throughout the month. An idea of, you know, opening a door, getting somewhere new, kind of just changing the perspective, because that's sort of, I feel like, what we need right now. So, let's see. So for my Cancerians, you guys have Hawk Spirit. So this is a card from the element of air. Okay, so that's a little interesting to me. Only from the standpoint that air is about the intellect. And for Hawk, when I think of Hawk, Hawk is about that discerning eye, keeping an eye on the smaller dicey, flying above most everything during the month of July. So if there's things that kind of feel like a little bit dicey or volatile or upsetting, or, you know, my Cancerians, you guys can be lovely, nurturing souls, but y'all can be a bunch of moody bitches too, and that's okay, you know, to have those emotions. That's the beauty of the water signs, is we have our emotions, you know. But with this Hawk Spirit, I feel like he's reminding us, or reminding my Cancerians at least, that you guys can fly above it all. You guys can keep a bird's eye view of everything. You can sort of go to a higher place, go to that place of the higher mind, even, this being an air sign card. go to that place of the higher mind and sort of look at things from that broader perspective, and you can sort of pick out the smaller, finer details. I also feel like as I'm going to this place of smaller, finer details, for some of my Cancerians, keep an eye on the smaller, finer details in the month of July. There might be things that you notice. There could be, it's funny, I don't know why, but I'm feeling like you could notice a cheating partner. You could notice, a lie being told. You could notice something that sort of might protect you in a way. I feel like this hawk is here to also protect my Cancerians, either from drama or from sort of, maybe people that aren't necessarily working in their best interest. It's that sort of an energy that I'm getting from this card. Hawks to me speaks to this idea of being discerning, being able to see the smaller, finer details, and rising above the rest, right? So, and also, hawk is a predator, ultimately, even though it's a bird. Hawk hunts. So my Cancerians, there's some strength in hawk. Remember that. Like for you, if you're feeling rather emotional, I mean, this is also your birthday period, so June to July. So you guys should feel empowered during this time anyways. But remember that you may not be the biggest predator in the sort of forest, but you guys can handle your own, is sort of the message that I'm getting from this card. So now let's see what's going on with your tarot cards. And now, again, guys, this is a broad spectrum reading, so just apply it where it needs to be. Never live by my predictions. Just kind of, use them as a guideline to sort of apply to what you may or may not experience. Everything has room for flexibility, so keeping that in mind as you go through and listen to the reading. Maybe intuitively. When I look at this Fool, 1 second, guys. I'm sorry, I know this is live. Give me 1 second. I need to grab my glasses and I need to grab my pointer, my magic pointer. 1 second. Shit. Okay, guys, sorry. It's just I'm not doing this on my normal, at my normal desk, so I forgot to grab everything that I needed to grab. All right, so what I see here with this Fool, which I find is kind of interesting, is I feel like this is actually a good card. I feel like the Fool's out to have a good time. I feel like my Cancerians are going to feel like alive with opportunity, right? There's this possibility for opportunity, for excitement, for new beginnings. And I like this Fool energy, the way he's sort of swirling around with this beautiful garland, right? Let me bring him up close. But I feel like his head is turned away from the moon. And the moon, to me, is a very Cancerian symbol. It's that sort of watery, intuitive, more subtle side, darker side, shadow side, that sort of thing. But to me, it feels like he's turned away from it. Now, we have this other air element here of this hawk spirit, which says to me, utilizing hawk spirit will keep that discerning eye going. So even while we're enjoying ourselves, maybe having our birthday time, enjoying our friends, starting new beginnings, being like, fuck this, I want a new fresh start. It's July, let's get our summer on, mask appropriately, please.